So, why did no one tell me that getting laid off is the most humbling experience that I'll ever go through as an adult? I was laid off in September and it is now January, and I am still very much healing from this experience. So, just to give you some background, I'm 32 years old. I've been working in marketing, specifically in the sports entertainment industry, and I had been with this company for 2.5 years. I really felt like I gave this company everything that I had. Some nights I was working until 2 a.m. and I kind of had a feeling it was coming, but I'm still extremely shocked. So here's how it happened. I was about to head to Seattle for a meeting that we go to every year, and I get removed from the itinerary in an email. So this is before I know anything. I respond. I'm like, hey, this seems important for me to be included on. What's going on? So I know it's coming. At 3 p.m. on a Wednesday, I get a call saying that today was my last day and to wrap up anything I was working on. Mind you, like I was still trying to get answers from people for work I was trying to complete for that day. So it was just a gut punch that it was like, okay, today's your last day, wrap things up. There's no HR department, so I had like no information on what comes after getting laid off. I've never been laid off from a company, so I really had no idea what to expect, let alone being laid off as a remote employee when you can't actually speak to somebody face to face about what's going on makes it incredibly challenging. And then the next 2 weeks were an absolute mess of me trying to obtain information, getting on unemployment, figuring out what was going on with my health insurance. Like, I wish that feeling on absolutely nobody. So initially, obviously, I was super upset. I called my boyfriend crying. I called my parents crying. I went for a walk with my dog to try and like settle myself because I was livid. I was crying. I was upset. I was angry, like as anyone can be and should be when they get laid off. Like, that is a total normal experience to have when you are being let go from a job. As I started like taking a step back and thinking about things, I actually think it was a blessing in disguise. Obviously, when I got let go, I started applying to jobs like rapidly. I think I applied to over 100 in like the 2 weeks after getting laid off. But I also was doing freelance social media management on the side. I started working with a company that my friend owns a couple months prior to me being laid off, where I would take on freelance social media management clients or content creation clients. So I was already kind of working a side job, as I tend to do. It made me take a step back and think, like, do I actually want to feel this defeated and feel this let down again? Do I want to build something on my own that I have complete control over, where, what I get in is what I get out of it, and I'm not relying on my living expenses from somebody who doesn't interact with me on a daily basis? So that's when I started to get the idea of maybe I can freelance full time. I already had 2 clients at the time. There's a lot of contract and freelance work out there. I mean, I got laid off in September. Nobody's really hiring in Q4, unfortunately. So I feel like I at least was going to have to do freelance and contract work to get me through the end of the year. Now that it's 2025, I'm looking at full-time roles again, but I am not sure if that's really the route I want to go. If it's something that I really want and think that is a great fit, I will absolutely go for it. But at my age and with my 11 years of experience, I don't want just any other job. I want to be with that company and that organization. And on top of that, I want to have a backup plan. So I am continuing to freelance and do contract work, regardless of if I decide to go back full time or not, in order to give myself that added security of, if I were to ever get laid off again, I'm not starting from square one. Don't get me wrong, the last couple months I've had a lot of the, oh my God, can I really do this moments. It's hard. It's selling yourself, which I've never really had to do before. It's putting yourself out there. It's coming up with your pitch. There's a lot of things that go into selling your services that I was not aware of before I started this freelance journey. So that's honestly why I wanted to create this channel. I want to share my unemployment journey, share my freelance journey, some freelance tips, some things about what I've learned, how to handle clients that are not a great fit, because I've definitely learned that the hard way. And I also want to talk about things I enjoy, like mental health and wellness, and why I decided to compete in a High Rocks in June when I have never done a High Rocks competition in my life. So stick with me while I'm navigating this new chapter of figuring out what the heck I want to do with my life, all while balancing freelancing, applying to jobs, and working out and training for this competition. If you've ever thought about freelancing or have gotten laid off recently, please talk to me in the comments. I want to hear about your experiences. I want to share everything I learned with you, the good, the bad, the hilarious, the ugly, all of it. Ultimately, this channel is going to be a mix of a little bit of everything. If you're also a freelancer thinking about starting, or you're into health and wellness, please stick around. I promise I will do the best to create content that you enjoy. Life is chaotic and we're here to figure it out together. So that's where I'm at. I'm figuring things out one step at a time, and I'm gonna do it online with all of you. So if you're along for the ride, I plan on posting new videos every single week, so please subscribe and stay tuned.